1 o'clock properly. Alright. Okay, good morning everyone. Thank you for coming. Okay, today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about opportunities today. Alright, that's the topic. So it is a business planning model and framework which I'll be sharing with you, which is based on the homework that I've also given you. And at the end of today, you will see there will be some learning outcomes or some deliverables that we will be able to take away in order for us to proceed further with our planning. Okay, for that monster. I know a few of us here are new to the business, right? So there is a lot of things that we can learn today, and let's all keep an open mind. That's very important. Let's try not to be distracted by our phones or anything. Keep it away if possible. Let's be present. Let's share ideas. Be open. Right? If they are good and bad, we share them all. Right? This is an honest planning session. Right? That's what we want to learn, so that we know how to move forward from today onwards. Okay. So today's agenda, very broadly, we're going to talk about where are we today, right? And that's all the information that we asked you all to collect over the last 5 years or so. And then where do we want to go tomorrow? Very simple questions, right? Where are we today? Where do we want to go tomorrow? Then sometimes we all wake up asking ourselves the same question, right? Even in our personal lives, right? Where are we today? Where do I want to be tomorrow, right? So similarly for the business, this is what we want to do. Now, by the end of today, I hope that all of us in this room will get to some aligned understanding of our business, our consumers, and our competition. Right now, like I said, because some of us are new, some of us have been around a lot longer, we all have very varying degrees of information. Now, among all of us here, who has been here the longest? Probably Afid. So he's probably, our center of excellence now when it comes to Diet Monster. Then followed by Shafiq, right? Then Shai and Shada, you and I. The three of us, we're still infants in this business. So there's a lot that we can learn from each other. We learn what they have done. We look into the past a little bit, but we also bring other perspectives like, hey, looking as a person that's very new to the business, we bring a fresh pair of eyes as well, right? So nothing is right or wrong today, right? It's based on our observations. We bring that all to the table so that we can be more informed of our decisions moving forward. We will identify opportunities for growth. That is what I want to get to at the end of today's session. Right? We may not have time to go into plans per se, but if we are able to get ourselves to a point where we can set the direction, right? We're clear of how we want to move forward, then the planning becomes a lot easier for all of us as well. Right now, right, some of us have an idea, hey, maybe this will work. Some of us have an idea that will work. Throughout the day, as we talk about consumers or competitors and we look at what's good and what's not, we may actually realize, right, or we might come to a realization that, hey, maybe some of the things we're doing now, we shouldn't even do anymore. Right, so I want to come to a start, stop, continue model as well, which I will share with you, where we prioritize our opportunities for growth. Right? Then you will, as a team, learn a simple framework for planning. Now, this framework is not only for business planning. You can take it into other aspects whenever you work on anything else, right? Even sometimes when you're looking at communication or you want to plan a promotion, you can use the thinking behind this framework, right, to guide you. And to be honest, this is what I use all the time, right? It's no Nobel Prize winning secret lah. It's just a very simple framework which has helped me through all these years. And I've used this particular framework with many other companies and many other businesses, right? And it actually provides people who have never really done structured planning a very easy way to go about it, and they find that it makes it a lot easier for them. It helps to guide the thinking. That is what this framework is about. Okay, the framework is not rigid. You can adapt it to your own styles, but use it as a guide to trigger thinking, to stimulate thoughts and ideas. All right. Now, before we proceed, as some of us here are quite new, right? And we have not really worked as a team for very long together. Okay, I would like to understand and know each one of you. Introduce yourselves to each other. Tell them what is one of your superpowers. Okay, let me start first so that you understand what I'm saying, right? Okay, so my name is Hui Yee, right? I've been in this industry of marketing and communications and brand development for more than 26 years. I think my superpower, one of my superpowers is really being able to see the big picture and to distill it into very actionable ideas and concepts. The other thing that I do very well is because of my big picture thinking, is that I am able to take very, very complex things and simplify it. That has been one of my strengths that a lot of people have told me about, right? It's not, I can't change the world or whatever, but I am able to take very complex things and find simple ways of explaining it to people or simplifying the solutions. So that I feel is my superpower. Okay, that's what makes me unique among everyone else. Okay, so who wants to start? Or shall I go from the newbie to the oldie? Okay, Shadan.
Hi, my name is Michelle. I'm a new in this industry actually. Because I'm in the retail, so I think it's my superpower. I'm quite good. I'm not good enough, but quite good in the sales and also in the negotiation things. So with the suppliers and everything. Before this, at my retail, already I do the negotiation with the supplier in terms of returning the product, the expired one, because of this, the expired is very expensive. So the staff need to pay the cost.
Right.
So I asked the supplier, is that any chance for us to come to other products from your sites or anything? And then they said if you do like 6 months before, and then they will get the guideline and everything. So the one is I think I don't have a good enough negotiation skill, but I try my best in here also to negotiate with the customer. When you come, I want to order today, buy today, and I want to deliver by today. So sometimes I need to negotiate with the staff. I will ask the outfit, is it possible to deliver today? If not, I can check out. So you can ask the operation team and check before first, and then ask the customer, is it possible to deliver tomorrow?
Yeah. Okay, good. So his superpower is negotiation skills, right? His ability to influence people to change their minds, and that's a very important skill to have, especially in this role, right? Actually, in life as well, right? We always negotiate. Even with a child, also you sometimes negotiate, right? If they say, "Hey, I want to go to the supermarket, I want to buy a Barbie doll," you have to negotiate to convince them not to buy the Barbie doll. So that is a lot of negotiation that we do every day in our life. So that's an important skill set to have, right? Who wants to go next?
Next.
Okay, Shai.
My name is Shai. I've been in the sales field since the first job until now. I think my superpower almost similar with Shadan. So I do believe my superpower is communication skill, and I can actually adjust according to the client. So meaning that I deal with not low level but low profile client to the high profile client.
So your skills is communication, being able to deal with people across all levels, right? And that's also very important, right? Every day we have to communicate, right? When do you not communicate to people? No time, right? Even when you walk in the office building, you see a guy, you communicate to him. But you may not be verbally communicating, but your body language communicates as well. Right? So communication is a very important skill set to have. Right? How you communicate is also how people receive the message. So that's extremely important, especially like you said, you're a frontline business. It's extremely important to understand, read the room, and understand how to adapt your messages as the person in the room as well. Okay? Next, who wants to go? Yeah.
Okay, my name is So throughout my services since high school to working, I think my strength is using emotion to trigger action.
Okay.
Since high school, I would go for performing arts, and in PR, I can see that people are comfortable with me as a person rather than as a representative of a company.
Right.
So I think that feel good skill is an opportunity for me to either channel them for sales or any collaboration efforts. Since I like to watch a lot of Chinese dramas, my friends will always call me Safei, like Infei, and that's because I would create this content, what they will always call me a concubine move. Like this move can trigger a few emotions so that I could achieve something that I want.
Okay. That's very interesting, right? A concubine move. So today I learned some new term as well, right? So Shafiq knows how to read the room using empathy and you know, to help him get to his objectives. Right? It may not necessarily always work with all of us, because some of us may not be emotionally driven, so we don't know how to do that, right? And then we rely on rational thoughts and everything. But for him, his strength is I know how people are feeling, and I play to it. I play to it so that I can meet their needs. I can satisfy or let them hear what they want. And that then helps him actually get things done a little bit more smoothly. Right? So I think that is also a strength. Right? Okay. Last person.
Jay.
Actually, I doesn't really think that I have superpower, but I can say what I can do. That's not related to that. Most times what I can do is developing a website.
Okay.
I'm good at developing a website, but not at the actual websites like not only just like informational websites, just also like HR websites, and then you want to function something like the websites. I think I can do more stuff, things like if someone has some problems or issue with the e-commerce, and then how to trigger this, how to trigger that, then I will provide them like maybe there is a better way to do this and that.
Okay. So his website, his superpower is a little more technical or functional, right? He feels, right, that it is actually in developing websites. But actually that also says something about him, because he also said, I like to help find solutions. Right, towards the end he was like, okay, actually no, my superpower is, you know, if somebody comes to me with a problem, I try to find ways to solve it. So maybe that is your superpower, you just don't realize it. One of the things that I notice about Afiq is he is very organized. So that in itself is also a superpower, being organized, you know, because then you are either you are become very consistent, or people at least knows what to look. You will be able to guide people. So that is also something that you know you have to look at as a strength for yourself. Okay? Alright, cool. Give me a minute because I need to tell the outside. Tone it down a minute. Sorry guys, we're having a workshop. Can you just because I'm recording it as well, so yeah. Okay, so thank you for your introduction. I think at least we all learned a little bit about each other, right? And you know that sometimes when we work as a team, it's important to keep this in mind. Because sometimes when we approach a certain person, it's like, hey, if I approach you, then it's like, okay, this guy is a damn good negotiator, right? And if I wanted to make sure that, you know, I get things through him or I get what I want, you know, I need to be able to be ready to negotiate with him, be ready with my facts. Right? Afiq is more emotional, right? So I need to play to his emotions and his empathy to get what I want. So it's important to also know this kind of things, right, about our colleagues. So you know, it all goes beyond just what we do every day. It's not just our roles and everything that we play. Okay? Now, so today's flow, right, is as we said, all of you have been given some pre-work to do. Right? We will go through today the SWOT competition, the consumers and customers, and then identifying the opportunities. That will be the final part. Okay. Beyond this, I will probably arrange another session next week right? Where we actually go into the marketing planning per se. But I don't want to do it today because I think that will be overwhelming. This session is going to really drain all of us because there's just going to be so much information that we're going to be taking in. Okay? So that will be the flow of today. So we will start with the SWOT. And remember, the SWOT is now, because all of you have individually done it, you're all seeing it from different perspectives as well. Okay? So let's take a look at everybody's SWOT. And let's share the SWOT. Okay? So I've got remember we said that you will actually do it. I gave you a structure and a framework to look through, right? You could have done it that way, you could have done it in different ways. I did request for it to be written on post-its if possible, so that we can actually now put them up on the paper. Because once we put them up on the paper, then we are able to actually then move them around and cluster them, okay? So the first part is listening to what everybody has to say. Then we will cluster all the similar themes and everything together, all right? And then we will look for patterns within that. Okay, so that's step number one when it comes to the SWOT. Okay, so shall we start sharing? Why don't I just go around the room? Everybody just starts to share one strength. If you've already heard it, then you just go on to the next strength that you have. And then once we complete that, then we start with the weaknesses and everything. As we go along, if you have anything to add to the point, like let's say somebody mentions a certain point and you actually have it in notes, but you wanted to elaborate on it, feel free to do so. Okay? Alright. So who wants to start? Okay, you put out his hand first.
So I'll start for the strength for organization,
Yep.
which I think I can also brand it as a brand. The organization and brand is the same thing for me.
Yeah, okay.
So the first strength that I feel that our brand is well recognized, especially by the bodybuilding community.
Okay. So we have a recognized brand by the bodybuilding community. Right. So I'm just going to write it on post-it, right? Recognized by bodybuilding community. Okay. Strong brand. Okay. That will be one strength. Apa lagi? So just go around with that.
We got the customer.
Louder, I can't.
Okay, I'm sorry. We got the quality and specialization on for the products and services that we provide is a strength because we got the customizable plans. Also the quality and specialization of the product itself. So diet monster offer the high quality, which is a diet specific meal to cater the muscle gain and also the weight loss. And also we can custom when the customer come ask us maybe I want to add on 60 grams of the protein because I need to build muscle more. So I think because of this our strength from our company.
Okay. So quality and specialization of products and the ability to customize new plans for
Yes.
customers. Okay, so that's another one. Alright. Afiq.
We go for the strong branding that we have. It's because of the customer repeatedly buy our products.
Okay.
Even there is some issues, maybe there is a delivery issues, there is food like fly issues, and people are still buying our product.
Okay, repetitive customers, right?
Yeah.
So that is because of the strong brand and we have repetitive customers, okay? Shai?
From my side, I go with organization to the strength. I think for Diagnosta, there's a strong financial support
Okay.
because we take up by the distribution group of companies.
Okay, you feel that we have strong financial support, that we're able to continue to invest in the company, right? Invest in the brand, okay? We're still in investment mode. That can be a strength because a lot of companies need to be financially strong, right? Alright. What lagi? Anything else?
It means we can mix around the strength instead, like it doesn't have to follow.
No, it doesn't have to follow the structure. Any strength, just throw out any strength.
Convenience, I think.
Convenience.
Yeah,
Okay,
because
elaborate a little bit on convenience.
Because the meal delivery service that provided a convenient solution for busy individuals, especially because of some people, most of our customer is profession ones, so they want doesn't have time to cook but want the healthy meal. So we
Okay.
provide the healthy meal with the easy ways to them to eat, which is 3 minutes something to freeze and microwave so that they can eat the healthy fresh meal but healthy one.
Okay. So convenience for busy individuals.
Yeah.
Look, actually, you said a very interesting, right? We are. What are we? Are healthy 3-minute meals, and that can be quite powerful, right? Because if you think of it, because it's like eating clean or whatever, but in 3 minutes. You know, Maggi noodles in 3 minutes, but Diet Monster in 3 minutes. Which would you choose? That's what we want people to think about, right? So we are healthy meals in 3 minutes. I think that can be a strength, right?
For this, we have a tagline we say a meal in minutes.
Oh, did we?
Yes, yes. For this, during once a rider,
Meal in minutes. Meal in
So we
minutes.
so we 2019.
Someone dealer.
Actually,
Actually, I think it's quite powerful. Keep that thought in mind, yeah? So, certain things like that, meals in minutes, can be quite powerful thought. Alright, so that's why I put it here. My KIV parking sheet, I put it meal in minutes. Anybody else?
I think we have a more food selection compared to our company.
Okay. Big, huge food selection. Okay, versus competition. Okay.
For me, in terms of the marketing and sales approach, our communication is in dual languages. So it applies to those who are speaking Malay and English.
Okay, so communication in dual language.
Like for YOLO, they only focus on English speaking. Television is only for Malay speaking.
Cater to all. Okay. Alright. What else?
From my side would be the technologies, digital savvy. We have an online business, which is some of the companies that doesn't have a website.
Okay.
We have a website, and then we have also a digital marketing. We have a CloudView to manage the EDM. We have Google Analytics to analyze the track.
So you don't think the competition has that?
Some of the competitors have some.
We have we have a very complete suite, right?
Yes.
Complete digital touch points lah. Because some of them don't. Okay. Yeah, good. Anything else?
I would like to add on the strength of the product services. We have very long shelf life, of like 3 months.
Okay.
Which I think not everyone can afford to have that plus and freeze technology, especially the new F&B brands.
Freeze and blast, okay. Freeze blast technology. So we have long shelf life. We can put this. Okay. Alright, long shelf life, so that gives us more opportunities to sell further away, and increases convenience also for consumers, right? Okay, what else? Anything else?
We have a strong presence in social media platform.
Strong presence?
Social media platform.
Okay.
I think now the trend is people really look at the social media first.
Okay, we have strong presence in social media. Anything else?
I think we can do like social track with the potential users.
We can what?
Social track with the potential users. Maybe because our meal consumption with like these low calories, then we can eat like 3 to 4 times a day. So the same goes like we eat outside food like 3 to 4 times a day, but in a healthy way we have to start with social.
Okay, so you call that a social track. Why do you call it social track?
Because
That term is new to me.
because it doesn't the user does not buy the type of product yet, but we have just trying to see the user will be the diagnosed user.
So what you're saying is our product has potential to fit with the lifestyles of people because it's fitting with their habits already. It's not like we're creating anything new. Okay, I think that may be an opportunity. So it sounds more like what we're saying is that how would I word it now? Our product fits with current behaviors and lifestyle. Right? So it doesn't. So it's easy. It's a low-hanging fruit to get people to convert, lah. Right? So let's just put that as an opportunity. All right. Okay. Are we done with strengths? Anything else? No? Okay, let's move on. Weaknesses.
Logistic challenge.
Logistic challenge. That's pink color post-its. Thank you. Logistic challenge. Explain logistic challenge.
Managing the logistic of meal delivery in terms of meal delivery, including maintaining the food's freshness and timely deliveries of mainly for outstations. Because we also provide the delivery by GDEX to outstation. We have become prepare from the kitchen side. We prepare the fresh food, but we don't know from the GDEX side. When we come with customers, some customer complain about the food is not fresh already. That one is I think one of our winners because of the logistic challenge.
Okay, so managing logistics of delivery.
Yeah, and it can be complex and also costly.
Complex and costly, okay. Complex and costly. Okay. Okay.
For me, in terms of the product services weaknesses, I think we are lack of beverages, healthy desserts, and also kids-friendly meals.
Lack of beverage, snacks, kids meal. Yeah, that could be a good opportunity, right? Do other competitors have?
Yes,
So while we have a very extensive, but we're also limiting ourselves to only adult audiences at this point in time, right?
From my side, this one from organization, I think we have an unplanned growth.
Unplanned growth. Okay, what do you mean by unplanned growth? That sounds very interesting.
I guess there's a lot of things going on. For example, we recently opened our ATM food market. And we recently want to open up a cafe and all, but then we don't have a specific strategy to how to really focus on it.
Okay.
We just open it and leave it there and open it.
So what we're saying is no clear direction now, right? It's we are just trying to touch everything, right? A lot of exploration, but no clear direction of how to approach, right? No clear direction up down strength. Especially all the new initiatives stuff. Okay. Do you think it's a reason because it's not communicated to you, or you feel that there's just no proper structure in which is the way it's done?
We don't have a proper structure or compared to other companies that I work before. I think when I joined the company, even when they open up a new position, they already have a plan who's the person that will support to make it successful.
Okay. Right. So it's also, I would say, a little bit of comms. Communications of objectives, right? Or goals. I'll just put limited communication of goals and objectives, right? Because that leads to everything else, right? whether it's resources or anything.
From my side, is for the menu, you can add more products like it's too much.
Okay, too many
It can lead to the customer
choices for which can also be a weakness, confusion. Okay. Yeah, because sometimes when you have too many things also, right, people still say that they don't know what to buy. Just like we can have a whole cupboard full of clothing. It's like I don't know what to wear. Right? Choice sometimes may not be good. Sometimes streamlining and giving you more focus helps us to actually define what we are good at, and it shows people this is what we are good at, right? So that's also an important point. Yep. Any other weaknesses?
The next one
Use of equipment.
is the same like the second. This one is for Magento platform. Magento platform has like problems with the counter such as like stock taken, reporting,
Okay.
mobile view is very outdated, features limitations, and so forth, so on promotions.
Okay, so Magento is not user friendly now, and or business friendly.
And if you want to have something, instead with the Magento, with the developer to do something, they will be charged for it.
Okay, so there are limitations for the business and the user when it comes to the platform that we're currently using. Alright?
From my end, in terms of customers, with the main diet monster, it gives us a very seasonal. For me, it's very seasonal because once the diet is completed, or
Yeah.
once the person has already achieved their body goal, they no longer need diet monster.
Ah, okay. So the diet monster name in itself is a limiting factor. Could be a limiting factor, right?
For example, if I eat the low carb or real food, it's not for me to get diet or anything. Just like I can make it as a
Yeah.
home brand name.
Yeah. Because it's like it's a mindset, right? It's only when something I take when I'm on diet.
Yes.
So once I start diet anymore, I don't know whether it's relevant, right? Because diet mode only. I write things that I think I understand, huh? So diet monster could be a limiting factor because people think of it only in diet mode only, right? And then apart from that, they may not be buying, alright? Anything else?
I also think that comparable to YOLO food, I think our price is quite on the higher end.
Okay, versus YOLO, our prices are higher.
Even for our chicken meal, especially.
On the
Chicken meal is
Oh, wait, yes.
the high cost actually, high cost of
High
the
cost.
premium ingredients that we use, maybe like to specialize the meat, can lead the higher price itself lah. So maybe like your food doesn't use they have a because maybe like they have a supplier that give them cheaper one the costing
Yeah.
that we got a higher cost. So when the higher cost come and we need to higher price, the
Therefore,
price
it goes to a higher price,
Yes.
higher price to consumers.
Yes.
Okay,
Can I can I add something on this?
Yeah.
It's just that, for example, YOLO food, right? They position themselves as exclusive healthy gourmet. So when they dengar gourmet, we think something that is atas, but their price is not atas. So it makes them, oh, they are atas but affordable.
Okay.
But we are not atas.
Yeah.
But we are expensive.
okay. So it's the
branding.
our brand perception,
Mm.
perceived imagery is not equal to the price
Yeah.
of product lah. Right? So our brand perceived imagery is that we're not perceived as a premium, tapi kita premium price.
Yes.
Right? Whereas for YOLO, because of the use of the word gourmet,
Yes.
so I'm just gonna KIV that out in here, right? Gourmet equals premium.
And I think the last one for me, I think the limited market reach. So, service available only the Peninsula Malaysia, not on the Sabah Sarawak side. Maybe can put the opportunities open on the Sabah Sarawak side. And then we can enter the overseas, which is started with the Singapore first. When we can use the Johor as a baseline.
Okay. So limited market reach, currently not able to do Sabah Sarawak or Singapore. Okay.
Because some customer ask that one from Singapore and Sabah Sarawak also.
Okay.
So for me, the elephant in the room is the occasional food quality we compromise.
Okay. Good quality.
So is it fine?
Inconsistent lah, we put. Inconsistent quality lah. And because we've received complaints, right? And because we have complaints. Alright, good. Anything else?
For marketing professions, we have the tools that we use for digitalized things such as like EDM, things like that, but we don't have the person.
Okay, so currently not optimizing marketing efforts. No resource. Okay.
On my side, on the people in team, the office team and the operation and production team has different mindset and drive.
Okay.
So sometimes that could be a challenge. Maybe we are like 3 steps ahead and we find that maybe 2 steps enough already. Something.
Have different. Drive home. Alright.
Depends on the suppliers. One, those are reliance on the external suppliers for high quality ingredients can pose a risk related to supply chain disruptive and then also cost of fluctuations. So I heard from them before that kitchen didn't order from the supplier that we already use, but because of they forgot to do and then they need to buy from outside. So one thing that happens, so the cost is not same like we use from the supplier. No, the one is I went for the people and teams and then for the organization.
But actually, if we look at it, it may be more internal, right? That somebody forgot to follow up. Because it's not only you place order, you actually have to follow up on the orders with the supplier. Say, hey, have you seen my order? Did you process it? Are you getting it ready for me? Right? We all have to have used suppliers outside, no matter what. We are not going to grow our own vegetables or catch our own fish, right? So it's whether or not, like you said, do we have more suppliers doing the same thing so that we have different people to help us, or do we limit always to the same one only? Okay. Could cause disruption now. Okay. Anything else?
I think our social media is very centric on events and people instead of food. So I think it's like what 20% food and 80% is events and ambassador faces, events, coverage.
Events.
She yourself.
So sampai banyak video buku orang daripada makanan.
Anything from my side, sales and related to geo, lack of marketing support. I mean, compared to other competitors, so Samsung they will be aggressively do marketing for their digital marketing.
Okay. Alright? But what type of marketing support do you need? Because a lot of these are very, I would say, subjective. Right? We're not there to promote the gym. We're there to promote our own products.
I just want the company to do the things that they put inside this slide. For example, inside the slide, they say that they will do the marketing support to give a shout out to the gym because we have a social media platform. So we'll do some.
So you have to drive that, you see, because that's also part of your portfolio. You have to drive that with the designer. Say, hey, I need a social media shout out, right? So
Video content.
yeah, but it's not just about video content, it's about the whole process of what you need, and it's not just about creating videos, right? Even if you created videos after, if your videos are not high quality, it's no point. Again, it all comes to the whole communication thing. What do we want to communicate? What do we want to say? Right? So I think that is also important, and we have to be careful sometimes with collaborations. We may be talking more about the gym rather than our products. What we should just say is our products are available in XYZ outlets, but we don't necessarily need to create content that shows it in that particular gym or whatever. I would say, yes, we do need to create content to drive people to those gyms as a pickup point or a purchase point for the meals, right? But we have to be careful that it's not just promoting the gym as we say, because the gym should do that. And the gym as a collaborator, they want a partnership with us, and because we actually provide an extra value, they should actually also be the one promoting it themselves as well. If they see value in it. If they don't really see value in it, that's where we have to think that they're not doing enough. I think I'm not saying that we shouldn't do it or whatever.
Just put that
Yeah.
like compared to company.
Okay, sure, fine. But it's, we also have to see it from that perspective of how do we want to drive it and what do they actually mean by marketing support. So sometimes their marketing support means I just want more money from you. I want you to highlight a brand. That's it, right? But we have to think of the actual objectives when we even do the social media, what we want to talk about. Are we hard selling the food, or are we saying this is an additional point where you can buy the food and try, right? And if we do that, we're not actually promoting the gym, we're actually still promoting our food. But we can do that, right?
Yes, you like the one IG story saying that our food is available at Tokyo Bansa, every stuff in one get out.
Yeah.
Without any pictures of their gym, but more on our food.
Correct, because we are selling our food now, we're not there to sell the gyms. Correct? We're not there to sell the gyms, we're there to sell our food. So, but if they say, we want it to be there, then there may be something special there. And the marketing support could be like, okay, we have a talk, or we have a special pop-up roadshow or whatever, then that is for that gym. That fulfills the obligation as a partner, and we provide added value in terms of, helping your gym members understand more about nutrition, giving them more information, education, which is valuable to them. But we won't be promoting and say, Diet Monster and this one, and then you come and check out this gym. It's not, that message should never be there, right?
But that message should come from them, right? Like if you come to our gym, there's like also two.
Yeah, correct. That should come from them. So it's a two-way thing. I would say it's a two-way thing, right? Yeah, but we can talk about that. That's why we need this plan, because again, to be fair, there isn't anybody actually looking at the marketing in Diet Monster.
The reason why I feel like we will actually help us in terms of the accessibility lah. So when they buy the food at the gym, they might come to us and buy from our website instead.
Yeah. But then that is more like maybe we just go there and do sampling. We do sampling and then show people testimonials of people eating the food. But it's still very different. It's still about our product. It's not about the gym. It's just that, we're doing a sampling roadshow and we're going to be in Tokyo, Palm or whatever fitness. Come and join us there. We can, and we say because you come and join us there because you can also buy there on the spot. But it's still about Diet Monster. Right? So we can plan things like that, but it has to be planned as part of your wholesale sales drive as well. How do we want to drive sales? We want to do sampling pop-up events on Saturday and Sunday at Palm Fitness, for example, and how we want to do it. Okay, so we will talk through that as we plan. That's why it's important now that we go through all this, and then we can actually figure out, hey, actually where are the opportunities? What do we want to do? And we don't want to do too many things. Remember, the team is only this big, right? We may not be able to do a lot of these things. Let's just say we really say, okay, we cannot plan this marketing outreach or the support for the gyms. Then we say, do we get a freelancer, somebody who can go out there, plan this, go and do it, execute and everything, and make sure that it's done, right? Okay. Yeah. So let's move on. Let's go to the threats first before we go into the opportunities. Yeah.
I see that there are a lot of upcoming small healthy food brands that can dilute the attention of our customers. Because sometimes they will only operate in PJ, sometimes they will only operate in Cheras, so it's better for me to go
Very
to the
fragmented.
Yes.
So fragmented competition. Small players entering the market, and they are very niche, right?
In terms of the location and the menu.
Niche, geography, and then such as what? Who are?
I think there's a few.
Can you name one or two?
There's one I have on my it is the meal.
The meal. The meal.
It's only for KL area only.
There's one in PJ, I can't remember the name.
Okay. So we will put that. So a lot of small players entering market. Okay.
So the threat, another threat is I think a regulatory issue. So the changes in food safety regulation, also the health standard. Currently, like as we know, the CPG is we call it for CPG for obesity, which is the BMI standard, which is for the overweight. We tell down from the 24.9 kg meter square to 22.9. So it's actually a health standard that driving that changes health standard. So I think the one is a threat for us. Also maybe, and then the delivery service regulation also one of the issue.
So number one is on the health standards, and then the other one is on the delivery standards. Okay, so these are things that we have to keep in mind, right? Because these are business related, but we have to have updates because not everybody is an expert in those areas, and therefore if things like that come up, somebody needs to own it and say, flag it and say, hey, can I have a meeting with everybody in the company, operations, management and everything? I want to highlight these changes in country's policy with regards to health standards, and then how does that then affect our our planning in terms of our meals, our menu, delivery, like you said last, help on the food safety. Are there changes to it, right? Like even labeling, is there changes? Even though we are not consumer products that are on the shelf, we are still a consumer product. So actually, do our products really need to have the NIP table? I don't know. Because we've been operating without the NIP table, right? But then, there are going to be some big players who are going to come in and they say, oh, we want to be very compliant. And then they start putting, and then after that, the ministry is going to take notice and then they say, hey, all these other guys not doing, let's go and kacau them. Right? So we do need to know. This is actually a very important thing. Right. Regulatory changes. Yeah.
I think now it's either the traditional or local fast food strategies are more attractive compared to healthy food because they're cheaper and the commercial is more visually attractive.
Okay, again, sorry.
Like the fast food industry is more attractive compared to healthy food.
It has always been.
Yes.
Okay.
So what and then it would drive people from eating healthy because it's cheaper and it's easy to get compared to healthy food.
Okay, so
That's the current.
fast food industry marketing more attractive, drive people away from eating healthy. Okay. What else?
More unique flavor and appealing visual of by competitor.
Okay.
For example, like the chicken lah, also see very nice.
Have more unique flavors and appealing food images, right? Okay.
And I think negative review and social media awareness also.
Negative reviews
To spread harms to the company.
on social media.
Yang compared to YOLO food and they become
Google review.
Lowest. Okay. That is both a threat and an opportunity, right?
So for me, I think our close competitors really replicates our sales and marketing strategies.
Okay.
Like then we come, for example, today we do chiller, next week this we don't got chiller. Okay.
So our current business model, okay, we say, is easily replicated, is easily copied, right?
This goes to influencer as well. Sometimes I approach the person and then they told me traffic they will approach me already. I mean after
So it's easily copied and very fast.
Yes.
macam budak semut tu, Marcus.
Aggressive. I don't know how.
Okay.
So they don't have to think because we are doing it.
Yeah.
So just use
So
it.
we are leading the market and then somebody just copies and that's it, right? Okay.
I don't know this one is a threat or not, but it's an economic downturns. So economic instability can lead the economic instability can lead to reduce the consumer spending on non-essential service like meal delivery. So they tend to cook by themselves instead of buy from healthy food because we get a very high because it's expensive and
Yeah.
also we get the delivery charges also for
Correct.
us. Yes.
So self-cooking becomes more important, right? Yes, definitely economic downturn. A lot of people are losing their jobs. Job market is very soft. I mean, chicken and egg, right? The job market looks as if it's quite robust because you go to LinkedIn and already you find a lot of jobs. But actually, I don't know whether those are real jobs or whether it's just people posting for the sake of what they call resume farming. Yeah, so there's a thing called resume farming, right? Where people just post jobs just to get resumes of other people to see what type of quality and what type of things those people are doing in those particular roles. One good example is, and don't quote me, I think Food Panda. Right? Food Panda, the director of marketing role has been there for the last 3 years. Every month is there. Like how can you always have an ad that's actively running for a marketing director? Then something must be very wrong with the organization if every month you are looking for a marketing director. At most you take it down 1 or 2 months, after that you see it back again. Yeah, so that a lot of companies actually do that. Right? Yeah. If you go and see Food Panda, it's always there one. Without fail. Okay? Alright. Any more other trends?
Also for
Yeah.
me, I think in terms of people in team, I'm not sure whether this poses as a real trend, but we have a very high turnover.
Okay.
I think from the day I joined, now I think I have like 10 colleagues already that became friends.
Okay.
So,
Sure. And why do you think that's so?
because why like why do we have a high turnover? I think because either mismatch talents or either the person wasn't given a proper onboarding session on how to conduct certain tasks,
Okay.
or either a person is being like maybe bombarded with 3 roles instead of 2 or 1. Yeah.
So mismatch.
I think for me it's about there is no guide.
Fit to roll up. And no guide.
Although we are
So he's talking about himself.
although
What
we,
he said.
although we are aware that when you're employed, you straight away need to do the things by yourself independently, but sometimes you do need
Sure,
guidance.
sure, of course. So it's a mismatch fit to role,
Yeah.
and then there's probably no guidance, and also maybe misaligned expectations as well, right? Because every company is very different in its culture, in the way it's managed. So maybe this is maybe that's a weakness, right? That may be a weakness. Okay.
And from my side would be we have used the term Muslim friendly for so long. We need to change from Muslim friendly to get halal certificate. Because if the customer view, if the customers see that we keep on using the Muslim friendly terms, maybe the customer will think that, well, this company doesn't want to get a halal certificate here. It might be something like that.
Okay.
I think if I could bring the experience from the previous topic in terms of sales, some of the sales sometimes sales inquiry ended at the some halal cert. After that, people just wouldn't want to purchase because it's not there. It's not
Okay.
there.
So need to change to halal, and because it's like overuse of Muslim friendly for too long already lah. Then we lose customers' trust lah. Because they feel that maybe you're not genuinely doing it. And maybe this need to change then becomes an opportunity. Alright.
Another one is changing consumer preference.
Okay.
Shift in dietary trends. Right now, before this we start about the keto diets and also the other diets. We just do a super story in terms of dietitian and nutritionist. But right now, we're more open to the keto diet, paleo diets, and this one is I think a trend for us also. So because we do a keto diet, but right now we cut a lot of because we have a which is a 1 meal a day and everything that one changing shift the dietary trends of its consumer preference. So because of our current offering is just more to the keto diet only like that. Balanced diet and keto diet, but they more once a meal a day, and then they do one high protein diet, don't want the vegetable. When it comes for plant based, they ask a plant based is that from our side or from take from the
Manufacturer.
manufacturer. So they want the natural one, not from the supplier.
They don't want like the ones that are from first choice in the supermarket or Harvest Gourmet from the supermarket. They expect us to chop up the vegetable and make our vegetable patty, or use mushrooms and do it ourselves, that kind of thing, right?
Question means in the future we have to have options in our menu that can cater to the all that.
So I think when it comes to these things, right, it's very, very difficult to keep changing, right? But there are clever ways of doing it by positioning in people's minds that it's what we do in comms, right? Actually, maybe some of the food may be suitable for the 1 meal a day. So we just use those terms like if you're on a 1 meal a day plan, you can actually eat. You can still eat peri chicken with nasi ulam. You can still eat this. That means we don't use that weight loss or high protein or whatever, but we do it more in a lifestyle segmentation when it comes to our food. So I think we can say we are a shop front for all types of diets, right? It's which ones you mix and match that can fulfill. Let's say if you are high keto, we've got really high keto stuff, we've got blah blah blah, but we don't niche ourselves in. We are like for keto diets and everything. You can probably find everything that you want in ours. It's just that you need to know how to mix and match. And in order to do that, whether or not it's always every order comes with a consultation from our dietitian, or would it be that we create something online that's like a quiz that actually helps plan it out for you? I mean, you always see a lot of health apps, all this lose weight app, Omo app, and all that, right? Better Me health app and all that, right? They make you go through a quiz of like 30 over questions. But the quiz is quite fun to do because they ask you about your lifestyle, blah blah blah, and then they say, oh, we're going to generate your meal plan, please wait, and then give us your emails, we'll send it to you, and if you buy the meal plan now for the next 4 weeks, so it can be done in that way as well. So you can have people to come in, but do a small quiz to identify the right type of meals you want to eat, depending on your current dietary requirements. But we try not to then position our meals the way it's positioned now, which is goal-based. Because like they may not be now their meals plans or whatever their diets are not so much goal-based, I presume. Right? They're nutrition-based or they're lifestyle-based. So we have to kind of tweak the whole communication or even the customization of again what appears on our website. So,
Okay, we try to fit already into those type diets.
yes.
You can do a mix match for
Yeah.
their
I don't know how it works lah, but I mean that is I guess the broad picture of it.
Rather than introducing new type of menu.
Yes, betul.
Since we have a lot already. Right?
Betul. Because you want to introduce new menu, it's never going to be easy, right? Like every day, I actually have a book that talks about all the diets in the world. Right? In that book, after reading 10 already, I do get confused.
It's
So,
like same.
yeah, it's always very similar, but it's like just one of them say, oh, yeah, but you can eat protein only on 3 days, and then high protein 3 days, low protein on 2 days, for example. But they call it by another name.
Mediterranean diet.
Yeah, but it's still a high. It's actually still a high protein diet.
Yeah, but the diet,
Right?
Mediterranean diet.
Or keto, right? And no, you read so many things about keto, right? Some days like, you're like, actually, what am I eating?
Yeah.
Right? Some people have this in this list, this is keto. Some people have in another list, this is keto. And then when you look at it, don't match on. So it's very, very confusing. I think for me, I think when it comes to eating healthy, it's what's right for you as an individual, what you like to eat, what you prefer. We try to fit it to you rather than fit it to a fixed kind of diet, I would say, right? And I think that would be the best thing to do. So we'll see. We'll have to figure it out, right? Maybe we need to consult with a bigger panel of nutritionists and dietitians, bring everybody in the room and say, hey, how do we figure this out? Maybe that would be one of the next steps that we need to do as an opportunity, right? Is this not Shadan and Shai trying to figure out what's our plan going to look like? But maybe we bring in a bigger group of people, we ask them questions, say, what type of things are you recommending to your clients and your patients today, right? Do you need to do it differently? How do they see it? How do you see it, right? So, there's this big thing about diabetes control in Malaysia right now as well. And we could say we have a diabetic-free plan. I could even put highlight somewhere and say this plan or these meals are actually diabetic friendly. Actually, how do many people know? And then do we start going out and put, oh, we have a meal plan for diabetic friendly people? yourself and what you need to eat, what nutrients, and counting some of your macros in order to reach your health goals. Okay, let's do this.
Okay, continue.
So that one, what is moving us forward?
Open your hubs and center.
That is a suggestion, but we're not here to do suggestions. So, what was your challenge, Dani?
Food freshness and safety.
That's something that's holding us back, right? So put that as something that's holding us back first, okay?
Alright. And the next is social media rigid to the event part. Posting only, not event only lah. 80% of our social media Instagrams, we rigid to one, only the event, not posting about the foods and then about the food that we're selling, about the nutrition and the benefits that we're selling.
Okay. So that is
Also holding us back.
alright.
So the next one is the halal certificate. We didn't get yet. This also we use the Muslim friendly, but I think they did tak boleh guna selamanya Muslim friendly tu.
Okay.
Because some customer, I interview some customer tanya oh halal, and then you say the Muslim friendly, bila you dapat halal certificate? And then I think it will also holding us back.
Yes, correct.
And then the last issue that I get is we limited the foods for adults or body only.
Okay. Alright. So 4 things here: food freshness and safety, right? Because there's been some quality complaints. Social media, not ideal because we only show one aspect of the business, right? Our events and stuff like that. We don't really show our food, we don't give education information. Halal certification, that's still a big thing that's outstanding. And collaborations with schools, or basically we only offer kids meals. No, we only offer adult meals but not kids meals, right? So maybe instead of, because this is like an activity you are suggesting, so rewrite this one and just put we are currently only catering to adults. Okay, just write one bigger one. Okay. Alright. Who wants to go next? Anybody has got similar ones already or not? So that we don't have to repeat. So you have the halal. Whoever has the same one, please just put food quality here. Just tampal dekat sana. Siapa yang ada the same one already?
Kalau halal sini boleh put together with the proper central kitchen. Don't have the proper central
Okay,
kitchen.
that one central kitchen is a different one. Okay, so we don't have a proper central kitchen. Okay, that's an issue that currently is holding us back. Alright, why is it holding us back? It's also important to understand why.
Because this is one of the reasons why we cannot get the halal certificate.
Okay. Alright. Shafiq, you want to go?
I think the opportunity focus is to have a complete healthy meal inside. Comes a main drink and snack.
Oh no, we don't. Okay, so what is moving us forward right now? What are some of the things that are moving? We currently have that's moving us forward.
Oh.
So currently we do the issue and challenges.
Yeah.
This one is opportunities.
Okay, we can actually put it. Let's just put it since you all have done it as well, right? So you all have put suggestions as well. A complete healthy meal set. Okay. Yours was
Yeah, kids meals I did.
up posting about food. So you know what? Ambil scissors satu, and then that's why I always say put one item per post-it. Okay.
Now, I think what we have now is we have very helpful and willing to learn colleagues.
Okay. So that's moving us forward, right?
think besides the physical thing, and I think it's also a mindset that the production team struggles to abide to proper SOPs.
Okay.
Can they speak together or?
So SOP and everything we can just put as one just here, right? Because this is probably about people or the operations.
This one I could put under lack of applying.
Okay. And then this one we got.
Nenek.
New pertandingan.
Freshness. Okay. What else is that? Lack of appetizing food visuals. So that's currently holding us back, right?
Yes.
Oh, salah.
Apa?
Sama.
You
Yeah,
say?
sama. You're saying it's limitation of food type.
Okay,
This
that's
only has food.
so this is holding us back as well. In what way is it holding us back?
There is only the food does and snacks. There's not beverages or some things like and the snacks is only 2 types. You need more or something.
Okay. So we need more variety of certain categories, not the main meals.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Shai?
Logistic distribution cost.
Okay.
I think I have one more other people, like the decisive goal or strategy to be informed to everyone in the company.
Okay.
It's under teamwork.
So it's like right now is no communication, and that's why it's holding us back. Okay.
When I say it's like among unparalleled teamwork
What do you mean by unparalleled?
because currently we are planning something and then the other teams like still don't know what are we planning.
Okay. So there's no communication.
Communication thing.
So that is holding us back.
Communication is
It's good.
it's good.
Okay. Apa lagi?
This one is social media environment.
What does that mean?
Things like there is some comments or review that we have in the Facebook or Instagram, but we doesn't have a person to reply.
So we don't have customer
Very
service.
well.
Okay. So not social media, it's customer response. It's not managed.
I mean, reply.
Yeah, it's no official, no one officially handles customer responses.
If we overcome the negative review, I think if we overcome the negative review, we can make this moving forward.
Moving forward is it will be timely addressing negative reviews in a timely manner. You know, so because it's not about overcoming it, right? About addressing it in a timely manner. Then that becomes your moving forward.
So this one is currently the holding aspect.
So because are we not doing it?
Currently we are doing it, but some of the review we are doing it such as review.
So it's holding us back because we are not addressing. So I think change this to say addressing negative feedback in a timely manner, or addressing customer comments in a timely manner. I think that would also be sufficient.
One more is delivery facility is to be.
Okay, so that is something that's moving furthest.
And then the presentation of food. We should be the holding aspect because the food presentation is not query.
Okay, put it here.
Okay, and then currently the meals are curated by chef actually and approved by the nutritionist. So we might need to change it, curated by nutritionist,
Okay,
produced by chef.
so that would be moving forward something meals that are curated by nutritionists. Alright?
Kalau I could put statement sales growth.
Can. It can be anything, it can be, but we all understand, right? Sales growth is actually holding us back because if you don't grow, you don't have money to grow the business as well.
This one insufficient manpower.
What do you mean by that and in which areas? What do you mean by that and in which areas? Be specific.
Will be more in the officer. For example, we have a certain task, and then from that task we don't have the right people to do it.
Like what task? So be more specific so that we can address it, right? Because if you're not specific sometimes, that's why I ask you all, what do you all mean, what do you all mean? Because if you're not specific, you cannot be addressed, right? So you have to be very specific and very clear in terms of what you think needs to be addressed.
For example, do you like we don't have a proper social media content creator, is it? Something like that.
Yeah.
Correct. Correct.
So I mean that's the
But sometimes, okay, having said that, right, these are, we know our issues are. But sometimes you also have to understand, we're not an organization which is like Nestle or whatever, you can, it's very specialized people. Right, so your roles have to, you have to think of it in the context of the size of company, how you would sometimes have to also do it and take an initiative to do some of these things. I'm not saying that it's always expected, but you have to also consider, right? We cannot always say that there's nobody to do it, right? Because it is a very small size company. You have to think like an entrepreneur.
The reason
Right.
why I keep on highlighting that one because I know that our business is more to online sales. So for online business, we really need the right people for handling the content.
Correct, but again, it's also, that's what I'm saying, right? You have to remember, this is still an entrepreneurial business. It's still a small business. It's not like you're a big company where you can have social media person, you can have performance marketing person, you can have one e-commerce, two e-commerce, one picker and packer and everything, right? Sometimes in a smaller organization, it's our owners as the person that, let's say, is managing the brand. We also try to see how we can drive some of these things ourselves and think of it ourselves, right? So I'm not saying that we can't do it, but we have to always understand that is also a challenge, right? A lot of organizations these days actually do not have specified people just to do content, right? The salesperson sometimes does the content to drive the sales for their segment or their channels, right? The marketing person does the content to drive their specific ones as well, right? I understand where you're coming from. Not all of us are experts in doing content. I can't do content, for example, right? I can write, I can design, but if you ask me to actually produce it, I can't do it, right? But we have to think of it as you have to behave like an owner of the business. And a lot of founders of the business, they do everything themselves. Everything from doing the content and everything. So you cannot expect to keep hiring a lot of resources, right? To be honest, for this size of this business, we have a lot of resources. I'm being very, very open and honest with you. For this size of business, we actually have a lot of resources. The question is whether the resources are used in the right way and used effectively, and whether people are spending time effectively in what they're supposed to be doing. Yeah? So I fully understand. I think the issue more is not whether we have the right people, it's whether we are doing the right activities. Because it doesn't necessarily mean that if you need content, we have the right people internally. We can outsource it. But it's identifying what are the activities that we need and then being clear that these are the things that we need, and we can find somebody else to do it outside, like an agency to create content or whatever it is. So you have to think of it from that perspective as well, lah.
Maybe a question on this, that we are unable to hire more people to our company size. So to address the issue, like should a certain company invest on the staff members, like giving them content creation training for them
It
to
could
be able
be. It
to
depends on whether that person has the
Ability.
ability, or even if that person is willing to learn. Yeah. Sure, and I'm not saying that we won't hire people.
Yeah.
Right? Don't get me wrong,
Because
because
every time I address that issue, I can see the response is not that.
no, I think it's our approach, right? It's not that we don't have the right people, but is the right task being given to the right people? And can the task be outsourced? So sometimes we have to think, because a company that has stagnant growth, we cannot keep adding people. The danger is when a lot of companies keep adding people, right? And we don't add people in the right areas where we can drive growth, right? What happens is, one day we're going to come to a cash flow problem, and then people will have to be let go. That's why I'm very careful with headcount. Sometimes faces, let's go hire this person and that person. I said, no, we cannot, not at this point in time. I think we have enough people. If we need the work to be done, let's say social media content, we will outsource it. If we want to do programmatic and performance marketing, outsource it. Because number one, we cannot even hire people who are good enough. Even if I look for a content person today, which I am looking for, right? Where we know the issues, we are trying to find somebody. But you cannot say, hey, we want one for Dark Monster, one for Bun. You know, everybody's still got to double hat on both brands, for example. Right? Because we are at such a size and we have to think like a startup. We are very small still. You know, in order to afford that kind of resources, we have to also deliver the growth, right? If we also have to do our part. If we deliver the growth, we can hire more people, more specialized and everything. Yeah. So I'm not saying that we're not doing it. I understand, I hear your issues, but I just want to also manage expectations that solutions doesn't mean just hiring more people. Sometimes we also have to think creatively, okay, if I don't have a social media person, right, what can I do to help? What can I do to help? I'm not asking you to go and do the social media, but what can I do to help? Maybe, I think I can recommend a freelance person to help us do it. Or I can actually ask, let's say you are working with gym partners, ask them to do the social media. So it becomes user-generated content, right? Which is actually more powerful than what a brand would actually do. Because user-generated content means like an endorsement that the brand works for me and I'm proud and to share it with you, So I hear you. I know your issues with the gym partnerships, but as we had that conversation yesterday, again, it's not the onus is not just on us. The gym also has, if they believe in the partnership, they also can do their own part to promote the meals in their store, right? Although I know, let's say yes, in our contract we said we will address it, but let's just take it from a more realistic point of view as to right manpower doesn't mean more people. Right manpower is what else can we do to make it more effective, and it could also be outsourcing and getting the right expertise. Yeah. Okay. I'm not saying that it's not.
Yeah.
I understand it's a valid issue, but yeah, I just want to address that. Okay. Anybody else got anything? No? That's it, you think? So, looking at it, right, we have meal types, new formats, packaging, quality, we have delivery, we have people issues there as well, right? We have kitchen operations issues. So it looks like there are a lot of things that we seem to have to fix. There are a lot of challenges in this business, right? But what about from a consumer point of view, anything that is moving forward from a consumer point of view.
That we have.
Mm-hmm.
Food quality.
For quality.
Consumer, not the food. Consumer.
I think the consumer, in general, trust our brand. So it's
Brand trust.
mm,
The other thing is we have some very regular customers, right?
yes.
Loyal
Yeah,
customer.
but
Yeah,
loyal.
so those are things that are moving us forward. You need to think of all these things. It's not, don't just be so tunnel vision and look at the things that frustrates you all the time. Look at it as a business person, right? If yours was your business, what are all the opportunities and issues? Right? The opportunity, our loyal customers are an opportunity because they can be your ambassador, right? They will be the one that, referrals, right? Word of mouth, testimonials, right? We believe we have a strong brand, right? With the community of bodybuilders and fitness enthusiasts, right? So what can we do to get them to talk about the brand more, create awareness of the brand? How do we tap and leverage onto these people,
We have a strong IG presence.
right? We have a strong IG presence, so we have social media following already, correct? So what do we do with that social media following? Right, so what else is there? Think a little bit more. I think you have, what about trends of people? Shifts in consumer trends, we talked about that.
Yeah.
Right. People wanting to
Eat healthy.
healthy.
More idea, like awareness about the healthy food.
Correct, awareness of healthy food, that will help move us forward. Yeah, that will help move us forward. So think big picture a bit. What else?
Understand the food content.
Understanding of food. That means what
Nutrition.
better understanding of
Benefits.
food and nutrition.
The
That-
benefits and whatever.
Correct, that will move it forward. Right? People's busy lifestyle, or you could say that what's that thing? People's lives have resumed post-pandemic. Right? It's gotten back to more of a stable lifestyle already, right? That could be a moving forward, right? Because that means there are a lot of people back at work. They need to have meals. They don't know where to get it. We can be an opportunity, right? If you think about it,
And also like lazy people who want healthy food, like because they're just lazy.
correct. If that's what we have found out from our consumer insight, those things will move us forward, right? So Shai, like you use a phone. What is moving us forward in your area?
So I think because we keep on open up a new account, so there is more distribution channel.
Correct, new distribution channels, right? Different and new distribution channels, right? So that is important. So what else are there? Actually, you know the things that we've done, Shafiq, all your events, the extra exposure and events that you've done, that has created a lot more extra reach, right? We also now widen our reach to non-fitness. That's
our niche.
right. We moved away from our reach in terms of our consumer. Because remember now you got more women in
Yeah,
our meeting.
women.
Okay? So that's moving us forward. Now why am I saying that we need to look at all these, right? Because otherwise, sometimes we always every day, we're always looking at the challenges, the issues that frustrates us. But actually, there's still a lot of things that are going well for us.
And we are still invited for healthy events without me seeking out for them.
Correct. So that means you have a strong brand image, right?
So it's understand.
Yeah. Right. Or you have a good brand image or positive brand image, or you can put that as a point as well, right? Afiq, what are some of the areas that you've learned over time with your e-commerce platform, or
Technology can give the flexibility or easy accessible to the customer.
we have the technology platform that makes it easy for our customers to order, right? Because compared to what you've heard from the competitors, right? We are more simple, although we still have many steps, but we're simpler,
Simpler one.
right?
Convenience.
We're more convenient, Right.
Meals.
correct? We talk about, what else did we talk about yesterday? If you look at it, we talked about
Bundle delivery.
bundling. Is that an opportunity anywhere? People are buying in multiples rather than a la carte, so
Yes.
maybe there's an opportunity there, right? Some of the threats, right? Let's see, shift in fast food YOLO pricing. Okay, we talked about the not clear direction. We talked about mismatch of fit for role. We talked about price, Magento's inflexibility, but at the same time, it is also something. We talked about packaging here. Collaborations with KOLs. Okay, so that comes under strong brand and partnerships, right? So, as you can see, there are a lot more things that actually falls under moving forward as well, because there are opportunities that we currently, or things that we may be strong at, which were not captured previously, right? So it's now reflected here. Okay, so the next step now is look at some of these things, both the moving forward and the holding us back, okay, and cluster them according to like topical stuff, like okay, there is a part on the food, right? The food part, you have what? So take the post-its within this section and this section, right? You cluster them first, okay? So we look at this presentation of food, lack of appeal, right? Lack of appetizing food visuals, right? So this is about how the food looks. That's one thing, right? How the food looks seems to be one thing here. Is there any more here on how the food looks? And we don't have any opportunity that's moving forward about how the food looks, right?
No.
Okay, so we have one point here. Okay, I will. Okay, so we put it here first, okay? Issue. Right? Attractiveness. Of food. Images, right? Actually, it's about how, right? And presentation. How even when consumers receive it, right? The vacuum bag look and all that, right? So that's one issue. Okay, what else is there? Another cluster. Let's look at it.
Food quality.
Food quality.
So this one.
Food freshness. Food quality. This one is together. Maybe this one we put together.
I'm not sure whether food quality and the kitchen is related.
No, we will take kitchen as a separate thing. Okay. So the second one, issue, inconsistent. Food quality and concerns of food safety, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's second one, right?
Yes.
Okay, what else do we have?
Facilities.
Okay, facilities. So the facilities, what was the issue here?
Then we don't have a proper kitchen,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe our distribution cost needs help.
So logistic, we look at it differently. So you have the kitchen. Okay, so facilities as in the central kitchen. What is the real issue with the central kitchen?
Because
It's a bit too small, and then
Okay.
got
too run down.
Size. Okay.
I can say the food security also can compromise because of our central kitchen is not.
Okay. Affects food safety. Okay. Okay, so facilities, the central kitchen. Or do we say that because you also have one part where production team is not adhering to proper SOP, instead of saying that it's facilities, we say, we just put there as central kitchen operations, right? So size of SOP not compliant or observed, right? Because then it affects food safety, and then the size also is an issue. Maybe because of the size, they are not observing SOP. We don't know, right? So that could also be one of the things.
Operating people.
Huh?
That's what itu akan go
Okay,
under
that one later. Wait.
people.
Okay, what else do we have?
Product range.
Okay, product range.
Limitation of the what? Product. For green grades, I think these two can together, like because we have too much or too little that our sales are affected. Does it make sense?
Okay. So product range, the issue is what?
Limited.
You have to be careful when you say limited. On one hand, we say we have too many. We have 300 over. Then the boss is going to ask you, how can it be limited?
Limited to adults.
It's not limited of food type. Like
limited to
food
market
macam category is like
Limited of food.
macam kita banyak makanan.
So,
macam
product portfolio mix. That's what I call product portfolio mix. Okay? So, instead of product range, right, what we say is, I would say, I'll call it an imbalance product okay, let's not even use category mix. Do you all understand this?
we have a lot of meals, but we don't have this at all.
Yeah, so when we use the word mix, because it's like a total mix is everything inside there, right? When you talk about the portfolio mix or the product mix, means like, okay, snacks is one segment, blah, 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 all that is mixed together. So when your product mix is not right, that means that the segments are like maybe over on one, or too little on one, then you have an imbalance But what is the right type of balance also? Right? Is there a ratio for like, okay, for every main meal you must have one dessert offering? Or is it every 5 meals we should at least have one? You know, so you have to figure out that product mix, right? So that is one of the things, okay? Apa lagi? So we covered these ones, we covered this, we covered this. Halal?
There was a huge separation also.
But halal doesn't have to be central to kitchen operation one, you know, right? So I think it's the we just put halal on the other side. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So social media. Let's just do this. Social media. To event focus. No food focus. Not food focus. Okay. So we've done that. Now we have what? People. People, right? Again, the people is teamwork. And teamwork, when we talk about teamwork, is between who and who?
The office and the work kitchen.
HQ to ops. Correct? The other thing is fit for role, right?
Yeah.
As Shai mentioned, right? Fit for role. Or non-existent role. Right? With the resource lah. Limited resource. Okay. So that one. Issues 8. Logistics. And when we talk about logistics, what is the big issue here?
Cost.
The cost.
Cost.
Tidak suka mahal.
Cost and also the spawn food.
Delivery and service level like. Okay. And again, right, sometimes when we look at all these things, guys, you have to be able to quantify them. Like I said, remember, it's not because it's one person who says. It has to be, over time, do you know that in the last 3 months, we received 50 complaints on this? And therefore, we need to, address it. The other thing is on cost of delivery as well. Is when we go and look at competitors are only charging 5 ringgit per delivery no matter where, and we are charging 10 ringgit. Then we have to, it becomes a real big issue for us. Okay? But if everybody is charging the same price, customers don't complain about the cost, then cost is not an issue. Understand? Yeah? Because we have to always detach and say, we take a big look and say, who is saying this? How many people are saying this? We know that we have a lot of service level issues with delivery. Don't arrive on time, arrive at wrong time. Because why is this important? Because we actually say we make a delivery timing promise to you. And therefore it's an issue that needs to be solved. So you need to interlink also. While this is a thing that's moving forward because this is a promise we make to customer, it's something we will offer them as a differentiation from Diet Monster. But if we don't keep to our service levels, then it becomes a big issue, right? So that's where I think it's coming from. Okay? So we've done this. Now, growth, well, it's an issue that we are surfacing, but probably at the strategic level, it's we may not sales growth, right? When you look at it, it may not be something that you address just specifically sales growth like that, but you address when you address everything else. Okay, so even when you look at these things right now, all these issues. Now let's just look a little bit at the opportunities here, right? What else? Now, what are some of the things that you see that fits in with some of these things here? So we have the part on, okay, let's see, number 9 or 10. Customers, right? Or consumers. We have loyal base. We have new users. This of expanded reach, right? So these are the positives. Okay, so loyal, lazy people who want to eat food, the lifestyle, and the lazy people who want to eat food, and the loyal customer, wider audience, right? Where is your awareness from? Awareness of healthy eating. Actually, even your strong social media community, right? I will put them under this. They're still all your consumers. Otherwise, they won't be following your social media plan. So this one has to do with loyal customers. You know, we have a ready market. Okay, we have a ready market there of these people and potentially, right? The people, because health and wellness is trending. Understand what I'm talking about? Health and wellness is trending because of all these things, these 3 things, and this is giving us a ready market. Yeah. So we've covered this and this. Again, your flexibility by timing becomes, this is a opportunity as well, right? So on this side,
Now we say that delivery flexibility by time is not always is
is what?
frequently been compromised because of the late delivery.
Okay, but it's a positive because we have flexible delivery timing options for customers, right? Let's just put that there. I'll show you what we're going to try to get to, okay? So we've done this. After the operation, okay, so 11, new channels equals new reach equals new sales. Right? So that's an opportunity. Understand the food. So this one is all about understanding, right? Understand this is here. Okay. Meals is because of better consumer knowledge. Better consumer knowledge, so meals created by the experts are valued. Meals curated by experts are valued. This one, maybe together this one. Okay. So the nutritionist plays an important role, right? Better knowledge means more people understand how to buy this kind of thing. Strong brand. Brand is about trust. And it also helps us with word of mouth and stuff like that, right? I would just say that yes, while this is moving us forward, but it's not something that we strategically need to look at now. It's probably under your product mix. While on this side, we look at the bundle opportunity. Okay? So again, when you look at all these things, and then you talk about new users, expanded reach, even new segments, right? We look at new segments, kids, for example. Is that something that we want to do? Okay. So you see how you didn't use all these things, right? Now how do you turn all this into an opportunity? Okay, or how do you determine what opportunity comes out of an issue? Right? And there's an issue, if you're able to find a solution to it, it becomes an opportunity. But how do you make and twist this into an opportunity statement?
Change this statement to the positive.
Or the other way you can do it is, instead of thinking so negatively about it, right? Like you said, right, change it to a positive. The one way you can also do it is always ask a very open question. How might we, right? Use the how might we. How might we improve teamwork in the organization? Then you will be able to come up with your strategies and your activities, right? How might we, and we say we focus, what is the real issue here is the cost is probably a factor of, number one, our negotiation. But what's most important actually when it's the logistic is about the service and to the customer, right? At the end of the day, it's all about the customer. So how might we improve service level to our customers so that they get their products in the freshest condition and on time? So if you're very specific like that, remember, how might we improve our service level to customers to ensure they get the food at their freshest condition and on time? That is better than saying, let's go and address the cost and service level of logistics, which is an issue. It will always be very like, so susah lah, how am I going to do it? I don't know. But if we twist that question to say, how might we improve the service level so the customers get the food freshest on time, we might actually say, hey, actually, do we want to look into drone delivery or whatever? Right? Yes, the cost might be a bit higher, but if customers are satisfied and over time you get more sales, costs will come down too. Or do we say then the thing is about logistic cost of delivery is about, let's just say, I think one of you were talking about, do we open up hubs, right? Multiple small hubs. Just like, what is that? Oh God. Is it pop wine? No, what's that one? They have little outlets in
Vendor.
different. Panda Mart. Panda Mart. Panda Mart has little. Panda Mart is an online business, right?
Mm.
People order from them. But Panda Mart can deliver to you in 1 hour. And they can even deliver to you 1 pen if you want. Most online services don't take your orders for 1 pen. Panda Mart can deliver 1 Kit Kat to you if that's all you want. Why? It's because they have optimized their delivery and put hubs, little hubs around, let's say near a commercial area or a housing area where they know they're going to get a lot of orders, right? And then that delivery is just, they have one rider, one motorbike rider that does the delivery from there. So that's how they probably lower their cost, or they can fulfill their promise, which is 1 hour delivery, or we can deliver small drops. Right? Because if you will order Lazada, Shopee, there's no way you're going to nobody's going to send 1 pen, you know. So we use the how might be to make the issue an opportunity. Okay? Okay, let's just do an exercise, right? And then once we've done that, we can just take notes of all these questions that we have, yeah? Now, because the next step after we do all these opportunities is we will have to go into the strategy and everything. Now, but you just take a look at everything here. Okay? We have about 13 things that we can work on for Diet Monster. 13 things that we can work on. Right? We need to prioritize. But before we prioritize them, let's attempt this as a group. Let's write for each of the items that we have here, 1 opportunity question, or write 1 opportunity statement. Okay? Issue number 1, attractiveness of food, images, and the physical presentation. That's the issue. So what would be our question? It can be very simple.
We want to make our food looks more attractive in terms of presentation.
So how might we make our food look more attractive, or more appealing, right? So let's where's my let me use a flip chart. Oh, sorry. Let's use the flip chart. Let's just gather around the table. Yeah, I don't want to pull it up. Okay. So, number 1. Question is, so let's just use, this is issues to opportunities, right? Okay, so issue to number 1, how might we make our food more attractive or appealing. Okay. Second one.
Inconsistent food quality.
Inconsistent food quality and concerns of food safety.
How to improve?
How can we secure the food safety?
How might
How we
we
improve? How might we improve the food quality and food food
How
security.
might we be consistent
How might we be consistent?
in our food quality?
How might we be consistent in
Producing
Increasing.
providing the best
food quality.
food quality and safety lah. Each and every order. For each and every order. That means every single order we cannot have. Okay. Number 3.
Central teaching operation, how can we help teachers to be more effective, efficient?
How might we improve the
Central kitchen operation.
central kitchen
Operation.
operations? Okay. Number 4. Imbalanced product category mix. So, how might we
Balance.
offer
Very, very
It's a balanced
very-
product.
the right products
Category.
that consumers want? Right? It's not about us, it's about the consumer. Right? Consumers will buy it if they want it. So we need to find out what they want so that we can offer it. And that naturally should help us fix our product mix. Right? So because this is about, this was the issue, was the product mix, right? Number 5.
How can we?
How might we?
Oh, sorry.
We don't do how can we, we do how might we.
Change to
What's the word?
friendly to
Halal.
how might we change the customer preference? Looks at the halal.
How might we assure or change? Assure customers that
With this Muslim friendly
our
instead of halal.
food is safe for, actually it's
said to be consumed.
safe or is it
Sharia compliance. Where
Very
they are allowed certificates.
how might we assure customers that our food is safe for Muslim consumers? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is that halal thing, because we're, or how might we assure them that Muslim friendly is equally halal? I don't know. Is that how might we assure consumers that Muslim friendly is as good as halal? Right?
They say itu dia HC healthy choice
Should always
kena
ada
ada
sangat susah.
oh,
That one is going to be madness. That's why I'm curious how those guys did it because.
Then cabut.
Okay. Number 6.
Social media to good focus. Not good focus.
How might we improve
improve our social media to attract the people,
Social media content.
our social media content
to attract more consumer.
to attract and convert, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it becomes very actionable because we want to attract and convert, not just have pretty social media content. 7, you're getting good at this, okay.
People can go and
What is 7?
people
How can we adapt to each other? And how might we
we
Promote better
better teamwork.
teamwork between
HQ and operations.
HQ and operations. 8. Logistic costs of delivery and service level. How might we
Proof that our delivery is paid is paid. Is paid. Actually, that's what it's
or how might we make our delivery service a competitive advantage? Right? Make our delivery service a competitive advantage. And if the cost is a real issue, at a lower cost. So then this focuses on a bigger picture, not just the lower cost, right? Because if you lower the cost, somebody else is probably going to be able to negotiate the same thing. But the advantage that we can make strategically as a brand is how do we make the delivery service a competitive advantage that almost impossible for somebody else to copy, which we currently have in a way lah, right? Because we said that we can do you can time your delivery, whereas some others is like depending on the Lala Move guy or whatever, that kind of thing. Okay, number 9. How might we?
Sensible.
Okay, maybe I feel we may not need one for this because everything else should technically address sales growth. Okay. Number 9 we skip. Number 10.
how might we leverage on our customers?
Okay, how might we capitalize or maximize or leverage lah? I don't know which word is right. Okay. On the ready
Market.
market and existing customers for growth. Now, you see, you can bring in the sales part here, and then you bring in your existing customers, but you also know that you have the potential customers, right? And what you're doing is you are trying to capitalize or whatever on these people. So you're not gonna, because it's an untapped opportunity, right? So 11. New channels, new.
How
Can we
How
can
might
we utilize our new sales channels to convert
how might we find other channels?
Sebab ini new channel kita dah ada.
So you want to, okay, what do you want to do first? Do you think that we need to identify the right new channels ke? Atau pun you think that we have the right new channels and we have to drive growth in them? What is the opportunity?
Gitu. Tolong. Jadi ni
Something. Ayo, ini sangsa. So nombor.
Okay, are we done?
Yes. Nombor tiga.
Everybody's voted for their 5?
Yes.
No, Afiq still hasn't. Don't waste your votes, ah. You have a chance to vote, so don't waste it. Dah.